So if I ask you exactly the same question, that if I gave you one single food for a month, only one single food for breakfast and lunch and dinner.
Could be very
So
difficult.
what would
I cannot even think about it. It would be a very, very daunting task for me. For example, if I'm living in a jungle, okay, okay, imagine I'm on a ship. Okay, we are going to different, particular place like in America or in England, and that ship because of tsunami or big waves kind of, you know, sink, and I'm going to stranded on, unfamiliar island. Okay, and that territory is virgin, no, uncharted territory. I'm going to stranded there. Definitely, if I have one staple food, I'm going to eat it because I do not have any much option over there. But right now, we are living in a society. We have plenty of option. So this sort of questions just kind of hypothetical. It is not real one. Nobody going to
yeah,
implement.
so have you made only tea? Or I mean, because apart from tea, there are also many other foods which can also be cooked by using the milk.
I,
So
I,
as you specified about the biscuit, so there must be tea. So
yeah, it is milk tea. I'm quite habitual of making milk tea almost every day. Twice in a day, I make milk tea. I'm quite habitual with it. And yeah, I think without tea, it is very difficult. So what do I do exactly? For example, if I'm traveling somewhere, so I like to find very nice tea stall where I can sit, spend at least for 5 to 10 minutes and have a cup of tea there. So this is kind of, part of my day, having cup of tea.
mm.
Yeah. What sort of
That's
tea do you
nice
prefer? Yeah.
because
Do you prefer milk tea or, black tea?
my preference is basically milk tea, but I also like black tea. It basically depends on my mood or sometimes depends on the situation. For example, when I suffer with a little fever or cold,
Mm-hmm.
that time I normally prefer the raw tea, that looks the red color, just like wine.
Mm-hmm.
And my mom basically adds ginger and another long and all these kind of things in the same like tea as well. So that
Mm-hmm.
actually becomes pretty much healthy, or it works just like a medicine for my coldness or any kind of like fever. But normally I go with the milk tea, that is more delectable to be honest. That is very tasty, especially with biscuit or any kind of like bhajia kind of something.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the best.
So as you mentioned, it is your day off. So how are you going to spend your whole Sunday? What's your plan? Do you have any
Mm,
list?
I didn't make any list, but yes, I'll certainly just try to utilize my time in a very productive way because just like you, I also woke up pretty late this morning because I had the idea in my mind that this is Sunday today, so I'll have nothing to do. So I will have no office. So by 9 I woke up, and after waking up, when I saw that it was already 9, so as soon as possible, I just went to the washroom, washroom, I brushed my teeth, and then I came outside and had my breakfast. Because after the breakfast,
Mhm.
basically my day normally starts, and the
I-
productive hours
When I
basically
talk about
start.
morning time, yeah, sorry to interrupt you in between. Sorry to cut you off. When I talk about in morning time, I have a bad habit. I do brush each and every day. Okay, I brush my teeth each and every day, but it feel like I'm in a hurry mode. In very hurry, like that only.
Mm,
Very fast. I mean, like there are some people, they wash, they can look themselves in the mirror,
mm,
everything, their teeth, something like that, okay? And they, brush very properly. So I'm not that kind of. I like to, wrap up my brushing within 3 to 4 minutes. I think it is a bad habit. I don't know. What can I say? It.
mm.
So
Got it.
how many minutes do you take to brush your teeth?
For me, I mean, it's very normal. I take normally like maximum 2 to 3 minutes, not more than that. Because I have seen like many people, they brush their teeth. I mean, they do not brush their teeth properly. Okay, they just
Mhm.
have something in their mind. They just need to touch their brush to the teeth. That's it. But for me, I mean, because we have like normally 32 teeth, right?
Mhm.
So I always try to make sure that the brush is basically touching each and every single
Mhm.
part and all the unnecessary materials, which basically
Mhm.
fall on the teeth. So they are just coming out, and I just try to make sure. I mean, if I even look at the mirror sometimes that if my teeth looks pretty much nice, white, that's fine.
It
And if
happens
I feel
sometimes,
like it's not even enough, I brush twice even something.
especially sometimes. I mean, it is a wedding season, right? So whenever you go to the wedding, they will offer you bunch of chicken, muttons, etc., etc. So when you're having chicken, so chicken small pieces going to stuck in between your teeth, right? So then you have to floss your teeth
Hmm.
like this.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, this is one of the most irritated things sometimes. I don't know actually what happened to my teeth, but every single time these days, whenever I consume chicken,
Mhm,
and especially in our PG, what happens? They do not cook, the soft parts of the chicken. If you
mhm,
go to the chicken shop as well, so they have sections. This is only for the soft part, this is only for the hard part. So the hard part is not that much expensive. This is very affordable. So due to which they bring it, they cook it. And after having it every single time, actually it gets stuck, in between two teeth.
mhm,
And after that, I need to put my fingers and just try to just stick it out just like
mhm.
that. So that looks
Okay.
really weird. But apart from that, I even do not have any choice because I do not use any stick,
Mhm.
to just take it out. I use my fingers mostly.
Nah, it's not good habit, because when I talk about fingers, there are so many germs. It's not hygienic.
I wash my like hands properly, and after that, put it on.
So do you have like what sort of bad habits do you have? Like, do you like to, I don't know, eat your fingers sometimes?
Little way.
Yeah.
It's not that much, but occasionally I just put my fingers into my mouth and
Mhm,
sometimes into my teeth and just do it.
mhm,
And second thing, I sometimes scratch my head in front of the people unnecessarily.
mhm,
Especially for example, when you're a very professional place and scratching your head in
mhm,
front of like many other people, so that doesn't look good. But I do it because I feel comfortable. I do not care about what the other people might think about me that he's scratching or something. This is
mhm,
one of the bad
mhm,
habits that I have. And I have another bad habit. I don't know whether it's a bad habit or good habit. Normally, in the professional offices, what happens? Most of the people they drink their water,
mhm,
you know, not by touching your mouth or
mhm,
lips. But I'm a guy until and unless touching my mouth with that photos like mouth. So I do not feel pretty much comfortable. I
mhm.
need to touch it. So
If I'm
many people just tell
suppose
me that
if I'm
you were
thirsty,
sipping water
yeah.
just like a kid.
For example, you're traveling in the bus, okay, traveling on the bus, and I'm sitting, beside you, and I'm very thirsty. I can see you, you're having a water bottle in your bag, okay, and I will ask you, so how are you going to, tell me that this water is already sipped, right? What would be your sentence? Because you use your mouth, right?
Mm.
So what could you tell him, like this water is sipped, or what do you basically tell him?
There is a particular word I forgot about it. I'm not able to recall the word, but I knew about it. Okay,
Mm-hmm. It's sipped water, right?
this is sipped water, but there was another word. I mean, that is the most perfect like English term for this statement.
Mm-hmm.
But right now, I'm not able to recall because I think the last time I used it was 4 or 5 months ago.
Okay.
So that is the reason.
So what is your staple breakfast?
Breakfast, staple breakfast is it depends on the PG.
Okay.
Whatever they cook, I have to eat that. I don't have any choice that I cannot even claim that, today please cook this is,
Mhm,
this particular food for all of us.
mhm,
So whatever they think, I mean, as per their plan, they cook it. But normally we have dosa,
mhm,
okay, puri,
mhm,
and there is another vegetable rice basic. They add multiple vegetables with
mhm,
rice,
mhm.
okay, and they try to make it yellow in color. So it's a combination of like different kind of
And
food.
how do you feel when you're eating the staple food again and again, like 4 days in a week, 4 days in a row? How do you feel? Don't you feel bored, or do you want to eat something? Because when I talk about ice cream, okay, yeah, I go to eat ice cream every day, so I need the different flavors because I'm kind of getting tired of the same flavor again and again. So we need some varieties, our something we have to try different. So don't you get bored of having the like dal chawal or chicken only in a
Mm.
row?
Okay. It's not like regularly I feel to have different kind of foods, but
Mm-hmm.
especially for example, if I'm having dal chawal as well, but if that particular dal and chawal is very tasty,
Mm-hmm.
so I do not feel like that today I had dal, so tomorrow I will have chicken or fish or anything. So it depends on the cook, it depends on the taste. Sometimes actually it depends on what my mind basically tells me.
Mm-hmm.
Normally, what happens, I'm a very health conscious person, especially about the like nutritional values. So if I consume dal for 2 to 3 days, and after that, my mind always reminds me that dal doesn't have a lot of very high protein.
Ah,
Dal has
but
protein, but
taste
not that much
is,
high protein. So,
you cannot have. For example, I used to ask this question, like, what would one food would you like to try for a month? Only one food, okay, one dish. So it could be very difficult, no? Like waking up,
it's very difficult.
yeah,
Hmm.
you're eating, and it is not good for your body as well, because our body require different proteins. The different proteins, vitamin C, vitamin B, whatever you wanna call it. It comes from different fruits, different fruits. Today you're eating chicken or mutton. Tomorrow, do you have to eat something else? So this is how your body is maintaining itself.
And God has, or whatever, okay, the God has created our like entire earth in such a way
Hmm.
that God didn't give all the things in a single food.
Hmm.
Okay, so that's why we have like multiple varieties of fruits. We have multiple regions, and in each and every single region, so there are few fruits and vegetables and foods, chicken, mutton, whatever it is. I mean, that contains all the materials together.
Hmm.
So that is why having exactly the same food every single day for more than 10, 15 days is very boring for like most of the people, even though many people say, okay, I'm pretty much happy with that. I'm having it. There are many sadhus, there are many gurus. So they consume the similar kind of foods every single day. And the athlete, the athletes as well, if I talk about the cricketers and footballers, so their diets is also very strict. They cannot go out of that because of their physique and stamina level of their body. But they also do not feel good. To a certain extent, actually, they feel good, but they do not feel very, that level of satisfaction they don't get. Because if you want to get that level of satisfaction, so you have to come out of that comfort zone and eat something that is different, that is very unique.
I feel the same way. Unless and until your goal is to become something else, you don't have to try it. Huh? Like if sadhu and monk, have been living life entirely differently, right? Like we don't have to compare our
Mm,
lifestyle to them because they are different beings, spiritual beings. Mhm.
yeah, that's that's true.
So
So, if I ask you exactly the same question, that if I gave you one single food for a month, only one single food for breakfast and lunch and dinner.
could be very
So
difficult.
what food?
I cannot even think about it. It would be a very, very daunting task for me. For example, if I'm living in a jungle, okay, okay, imagine I'm on a ship. Okay, we are going to different, particular place like in America or in England, and that ship because of tsunami or big waves kind of, you know, sink, and I'm going to stranded on, unfamiliar island. Okay, and that territory is virgin, no, uncharted territory. I'm going to stranded there. Definitely, if I have one staple food, I'm going to eat it because I do not have any much option over there. But right now, we are living in a society. We have plenty of option. So this sort of questions just kind of hypothetical. It is not real one. Nobody going to
Yeah,
implement.
definitely. This is actually a hypothetical question because we are not going to get stuck in a certain situation where we have to eat exactly. I mean, even actually, if you go to jail, every single day you will not be provided the same food, right? So there
I
will
mean, they
also be
also have their own
varieties.
rights. They also have their own rights. So
Yeah, yeah, sure, sure. They also have their own rights, and nobody can breach it.
yeah,
Okay,
right. It.
so today I have decided to learn Spanish to a deeper level because yesterday I have learned about like few sentences,
Mhm,
like I have, we have, I
mhm,
have these, I have that, few of the like vocabulary just like bicycle,
mhm.
cat, dog. Okay. So today actually I'm going to learn a little more and try to explain, with my own words whether I'm able to do that or not and how my pronunciation sounds. So I'll check. I'll try to evaluate that how
Are
much
you
I'm
trying
learning and
to
how
record
fast I'm learning.
yourself? Trying to record yourself?
For now, actually, I'm not recording because now I think it will sound the most weird I know about it. But at
Mhm,
least let me learn the 30, 40 sentences with
mhm.
their answers. And after that, I will certainly try to record myself.
I mean, learning a foreign language could be, very daunting as well as, mentally challenging because people will think you are crazy.
Mentally challenged.
Okay.
It's true, bro. I mean, because I have three of my roommates, right? So I'm living in a room that is for sharing.
Hmm.
So I'm the one.
Okay.
Apart from me, we also have like three people. So what happens sometimes, I always try to practice or learn these things because it's not about only learning. So many times you have to repeat it the way they are saying, and the Spanish pronunciation is also very different from English pronunciation. So if
Mhm.
I say something, there is somebody next to me and he's like, what are you saying? I said, actually, I'm trying to learn a new language, that's
So
Spanish. And he's like,
that
why do you need to learn?
learning a new language, okay, three things are very important, I believe. Okay, first is consistency, your environment. For
Mm,
example, even though you are not living in a native country, you require a supportive environment. Okay,
supportive environment.
supportive environment. And third thing is you require your own room. Okay, so nobody going to hear your voice.
I have decided because I mean having my own room is not possible. I don't have that level of like finance. But however, we have a rooftop. Mostly the people do not go on the rooftop. So in the early morning, if I practice, that is possible by going on the rooftop with my mobile phone. And we also have a hill as well that is next to our, not next to, I mean the back side of our PG.
Mhm,
So that's very close. I mean, it takes only 5 to 10 minutes maximum. So if I go to the hilly area as well, so by using my mobile data,
mhm,
so I can invest a lot of time completely alone without any kind of
mhm,
interruption, any question, any sense of feeling of judgment from the people. That is the best place in my opinion.
mhm.
So I should invest even more time. I mean on the hill.
Yeah, good point. Okay, so tell me something about your evening time. I mean, what sort of activity do you like to do, especially on Sunday? Do you go out with your friends? Do you go for any movies? Or, there are certain places, because where I live, there are also some beaches, different sort of places where you can go at least watch beautiful girls. As the boys, they want to go over there, hang out with, without any reason. Okay, if you have petrol, okay, go there, just take a bath. So, do you do such activities with your colleagues? Friends, roommates.
Mm, okay. Mm, my roommates basically it's not possible. I mean, mostly it's not possible for all of us because it's not like I have my week off on Sunday means all of my roommates will have, Sunday as a week off
Mhm,
because our shift timings are pretty much like rotational. So
mhm,
mostly they don't get their week offs on like Sunday. But I have like one of my roommates, his name is Vishal. So Vishal always actually gets his week off on Sunday. So in the evening, basically we go to a certain area that
filled with
that is
girls.
very no, that's not filled with girls, but that's a very cool and calm kind of a place where
Right.
the people go, they talk to their good friends and professional staff. And the area is very posh, very
Mm-hmm.
beautiful, full,
Mm-hmm.
full of a lot of like
Have to be
flowers,
very
good
respectful.
roads.
Mm-hmm.
The people are doing like exercise. So that's a very positive kind of atmosphere that we get to see in
Hmm.
that
For
area.
example,
So
if you
I
go such
very
a
often
reputed
go there.
places, okay, if you go to such a reputed places and you have funky hairstyle, the way you look,
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of out of ordinary, unusual look. Okay, you are wearing
Mm-hmm.
tie, but there is no proper outfit you're wearing, but wearing tie. So how would you feel? So it is a symbol of confidence or it is a symbol of stupidity?
It's a symbol of confidence, bro, because there are many stupid people on earth, and I believe every single person is stupid to a certain extent,
Yeah.
But going to a certain place where you already know that there are a lot of like posh people, and you are, presenting yourself in such a way
Mm.
that they will certainly judge you. They will certainly raise some kind of questions. They will laugh at you, perhaps. Many people will try to tease you.
I
But
tell you,
even after you are gathering that level of confidence, the courage to go to the place,
I
so
tell you one
that's a
thing
good
that
thing.
been watching lots of prank videos these days because prank videos always going to make you laugh.
Mm,
Prank videos, and
okay.
these pranksters
Mm,
are very very confident. They travel on the bus, on the train, and they like to say something stupid. Okay, nobody go. People literally going to think what they're doing. Okay, like they will say out loud. Oh, they will pretend they're talking to their girlfriend. They will talk about their different stuff. Okay, breakup relationship,
mm.
that your boyfriend is cheating on you, or they want to try to make scenario as funny as possible, and it's very funny to see them. Okay, as long as they are not pranking other passenger, it's okay. Otherwise, somebody going to beat them up.
I mean, if you really want to make this kind of prank video, so you should make sure that you have your own people, right? with a normal person who is, for example, walking on the street or riding any bike or driving car, all of a sudden you are doing pranks with that person. So if something happens to him, because these days you cannot imagine there are like few people, if they get a little bit of shock, so they might die because of heart attack and something. So if you just do these kind of things with somebody and normally it should not happen, and if it happens, so then you will be on jail for sure all throughout your life.
Mhm.
The second thing, an entire family will lose one very important person
Yeah,
from
that's
their family as well. So you're not supposed to do that, and only for making money. So you cannot commercialize somebody who doesn't want to be a part of your video.
I believe
That is
like
very normal.
there used to be some people who used to make very genuine prank. Okay, people were very random, but nowadays what happened because of the security, because of the law, they have, I think they have been stopped doing it. Okay, they have stopped doing it because they know very well if particular person will go to the police station, file a complaint about it, so authority going to take it as seriously as possible because they know very well. In some cases people will commit suicide as well. Like when it is not about prank, like when we talk about deep fake videos, right? Nowadays very famous. You can put literally someone face on another girl, okay, and they just want to present it as adult way as possible, right? So that's called a deep fake
Mhm.
AI.
There was one particular like story, and somebody actually committed suicide from Kerala location.
Mhm.
Okay, so there was one female influencer, I think, yes, female social media influencer. So she was making one video on a bus. So one uncle was standing next to the girl. I mean,
I
she
have
was
seen,
not married, around 25, 26.
seen that video.
And somehow, as the bus was actually moving,
Mm-hmm.
so his elbow, to a certain extent, I think, I don't know whether it was intentional or unintentional. Somebody actually touched
Mm-hmm.
her boob, like one part of the boob. And that girl was showing exactly the same thing on the video, that this particular guy is intentionally or deliberately trying to touch my body part.
Mm-hmm.
And after that, it got really viral. And she actually started sharing that this is how the men basically behave on the bus. And when that particular person got to know, and he was completely unaware that the girl was making video. Okay, so all of his family members also, I mean, watched that video, friend circle, office colleagues, relatives, and they all started asking him the question that who is this girl? Who is this girl? Why did they do it? And the person was not able to explain them that it was like not deliberate. Okay, and he committed suicide for that. So from the next day, I was also watching, the reaction from the like male society against that specific like action. So they were taking some kind of guard with their body, anything. It could be a book, it could be a bag
Yeah,
or anything. So
yeah.
when any girl was coming next to them, they were putting a bag in
Mm.
between that girl and
Mm.
this is how they basically
But
responded.
you
But
have to be
response is another thing.
aware, aware.
But
When you talk about public transportation system, it could be bus, it could be train. You have to be little bit aware. And see, people are at these places very congested, right? Crowded. So it is, even if it is not your fault, sometimes you're going to get bitten because of certain things happen.